Page 282. Page 282. लगाओ मेरी नैया सतगुरु पार, लगाओ मेरी नैया सतगुरु पार। मैं बाही जाता जागना, मैं बाही जाता जागना, जागना जागना। लगाओ मेरी मैया सतगुरु पार, लगाओ मेरी मैया सतगुरु पार। तुम बिन नाही को कदिया, तुम बिन नाही को कदिया। लगा दो डूबी के पकिनार, के पकिनार, के पकिनार। लगाओ मेरी नैया सतगुरु पार, लगाओ मेरी नैया सतगुरु पार। सहेली मत तू मन में हार, सहेली मत तू मन में हार। दिखाओ जग सारे और पार, पार लगाओ मेरी नैया सतगुरु पार, लगाओ मेरी नैया सतगुरु पार। चढ़ाऊं सूरत उलटी धार, चढ़ाऊं सूरत उलटी धार। शब्द संग है उतारूं पार, उतारूं पार, उतारूं पार। लगाओ मेरी नैया सतगुरु पार, लगाओ मेरी नैया सतगुरु पार। गुरु को डर लहिए मन जा, गुरु को डर लहिए मन जा। नाम धुन घट में सुन जन का, सुन जन का, सुन जन का। लगाओ मेरी नैया सतगुरु पार, लगाओ मेरी नैया सतगुरु पार। तरंगे उठती बारंबार, तरंगे उठती बारंबार। भंवर जपड़ते बहुत बहुत अपार, बहुत अपार। लगाओ मेरी नैया सतगुरु पार, लगाओ मेरी नैया सतगुरु पार। मैं हर से पहुँची 10 द्वार, मैं हर से पहुँची 10वें द्वार। राधा स्वामी दीना पार उतार, पार पार उतार। लगाओ मेरी नैया सतगुरु पार, लगाओ मेरी नैया सतगुरु पार।
O Satguru, take my boat across. I am drowning in the stream of this world. No one else can take me out of it. Bring the drowned boat to the shore. O friend, do not lose your heart. I shall show you both the ends of this world. I will make your attention climb up the stream. In the company of the Shabad, I'll take you across. Keep the master within your heart. Listen to the melody of Nam within. Again and again the waves erupt, and the limitless whirlpools are created. With his grace, I have reached Dasan shore. Radha Swami has taken me across.
Page 174.
Page 174.
जो मांगे ठाकुर अपने ते, सोई सोई देवे। जो मांगे ठाकुर अपने ते, सोई सोई देवे। चतुर्दिशा कीनो बल अपना, सिर ऊपर कर धार्यो। चतुर्दिशा कीनो बल अपना, सिर ऊपर कर धार्यो। कृपा कटाक अवलोकन कीनो, दास का दुख बिदार्यो। कृपा कटाक अवलोकन कीनो, दास का दुख बिदार्यो। जो मांगे ठाकुर अपने ते, सोई सोई देवे। जो मांगे ठाकुर अपने ते, सोई सोई देवे। हरिजन राखे गुरु गोविंद, राखे गुरु गोविंद। हरिजन राखे गुरु गोविंद, राखे गुरु गोविंद। कंठ लाई अवगुण सब मेटे, दयाल पुरख बख्शिंद। कंठ लाई अवगुण सब मेटे, दयाल पुरख बख्शिंद। जो मांगे ठाकुर अपने ते, सोई सोई देवे। होवे नानक दास मुख से जो बोले यहाँ सच होवे जो मांगे ठाकुर अपने से सोई सोई देवे जो मांगे ठाकुर अपने से सोई सोई देवे.
The Lord gives whatever is asked from him. He has spread his power in the four directions and has put his hand on my head, looking with gracious eyes. He has removed the pain of his servant. Master, who is the Lord, protects his people himself, removing all the bad qualities. The compassionate and forgiving one embraces me. The Lord gives whatever is asked from him. Whatever Nanak the servant speaks from his mouth becomes true here and hereafter. The reading today is from four correspondence of Hazur Baba Salan Singh. It's a letter number 79. It was written November 26, 1931. Dear son, I received 4 letters from you since June, dated June 30th, July 7th, and 28th, and 27th. I wrote to you late on June 19th, and you acknowledged that letter in yours of July 28th. I am glad to read that you have set up a separate house, Samadhi, for doing your meditation. The mottos which you have put on the walls are in accordance with the Radhaswami teachings, and your dedication, so happily worded, is an indication of your own good nature. Your appreciation of Mother India is perhaps unsurpassed in the depth of feeling and trust. All that I would say in this connection is may India prove herself worthy of this trust. Your elder brother is within you, occupying the right bright half of the 8-petaled lotus in An. He is there to receive you and anxiously awaits your arrival there to lead you onward. So long as the devotee has not reached so far and seen him, his faith in the elder brother, friend, guide, or master, or guru, no matter by which he is called, is shaky. Only after seeing this form of the master, the faith matures. By the time the devotee reaches this stage, he too has shaken off the growth of material bonds and sensual low desires from his mind, the same mind which, working through the physical body, had established its connection through the physical organs of senses with the worldly objects, now finds itself in a different world, far more attractive and stable, looking at which the mind begins to discard what he had held so dear before. When it grasps the inner form of the master and finds him the master of the inner realms and sees face to face what he does for the disciple, the faith becomes firm. Whatever hymns and songs of praise and devotion the disciple may compose to express his love and yearning for that form, he fails to express himself as he would like to. There is nothing in this world with which that form could be compared or likened. Like the bride returning from her husband when questioned by her sister companions as to the pleasure of meeting the beloved, the disciple expresses himself in silence and a smile. That is his greatest eloquence. This form of the master has a magnetic influence which holds the mind and soul of the disciple there. Before that, the process of concentration is a struggle. You bring in the attention, and the mind is running out again. Sometimes you may succeed, and sometimes oftener the mind, therefore patiently and determinedly enter the arena daily and stick to the focus. The scattered attention, as it collects in the focus and the mind narrows down its sphere of run and calms down, the attention begins to be withdrawn from the extremities of the body. As the practice advances, one gets unconscious of the extremities, feet, calves, thighs, and upwards. On discontinuing the practice, one feels the attention slowly returning to the extremities. It is a slow process. The whole attention is to be taken within the eye center. When the attention is in the focus, we are unconscious of the body, but we are conscious of the focus and what is there in the focus. When the struggle has been carried on for some time, and you feel the change from repetition necessary, then sit in the position for hearing the sound current and still stick to the focus and not go after the sound. We catch it from the ear because we have the habit to hear through the ear, but the sound we are after does not come from the ear, nor is our ear the organ to hear it. It comes from above the focus. The attention hears it. There are 10 different sounds here. We are to catch the bell sound. If the bell is not grasped, catch the shrill whistle, and failing that, the sort of a noise of a railway train passing on a bridge. As the attention goes inside the focus, the different sounds become distinct, and the bell will be audible. Do not go after the sound. If one goes after the sound and catching it, the attention scatters. More again, you will find that there is a struggle. The part of the attention is catching the sound, while that which is still in the physical body is sometimes narrowing towards the focus, causing strain or pain in the calves, or some point in the spinal cord where it is held, and sometimes causing a disturbance by communicating outward sensations. The strain or pain that has been mentioned above should be borne. This is the equilibrium of outward and inward tendencies of the mind. It is not the strain or pain that will leave any ill effects on the body. The best way to succeed in this stage of equilibrium is to look up into the focus and not to let the attention slip down. It is the attention that feels the strain or pain. And if instead of giving attention to this part of the body, one ignores it and instead engages the attention in the focus, the strain or pain will disappear and the residual attention will have been pulled up a step. And if you do not stick to the focus but let the attention slip down, the strain or pain will disappear also, but the attention is now outward and the game is lost. However, by daily practice, we are to rise up to this point of equilibrium. This point determines how far we have succeeded in withdrawing our attention from the body. So long as the whole attention does not go within, it will not stay within. When it has established a connection with the master within, it is completely within. Below this, it hears the sounds, but these sounds do not pull it up. Or in other words, the scattering tendencies of the attention do not allow it to catch the sound fully. The bell sound that pulls or attracts like a magnet commences from the 8-petaled lotus. The tables are turned now. The attention that had found it so difficult to go within now finds it difficult to stay out. To talk of the joys of staying within is the privilege of a different set of people. Only he can appreciate this state who has gone within in the eye focus. This form of the master is unique. There is nothing in this world with which to compare it. In my last letter, I described the connection between Pind, An, Brahman, and the pure spiritual region, Satchkhan, and stated that the 6 centers of Brahman are reflected in the 6 centers of Pind. The 5 stages revealed at the time of initiation are the most important stages of this journey. The light from the spiritual region, Satchkhan, downward, steadily decreases towards the Hansdale Conwell. If you examine a flame with a slight tendency to give soot or smoke, you will notice that just below the point of smoke there is some redness, and down below this redness is the luminosity bright zone, and lower down the light increases in brightness. Now imagine that from Satchkhan down to Hansdale Conwell is an inverted flame. The Hansdale Conwell is the smoke. Trikudi is the redness from which smoke has been eliminated. Dasandwar is the brightness from which redness has been removed. Banwar Gufa is glowing brightness, and the light of Satchkhan is beyond comprehension. Although by analogy, Sahansdale Conwell has been called smoke, yet its 1,000-petaled lotus with 1,000 little candles and a big central candle flame is the final stage of many a prevalent faith. I hope you will understand why Trikudi, with its red sun, is located below the bright full moon of Dasandwar. The light increases and the sound becomes continuous, finer and sweeter towards Satchikhand. The sounds of the current at the various regions have been mentioned as resembling the sounds of material instruments like the bell and guitar, but in reality, there is no comparison. To give an idea as best as it can be given, one has to resort to what one is already familiar with. The unknown is explained in terms of the known, guitar, flute, etc. are the nearest approaches known to us here in this world to give some idea of the sound of the current of the different regions within. These lights and sounds are the characteristics of these regions, and any soul that goes within must see and hear the lights and sounds characteristic of the region through which it is passing. The current is continuous from Satchikhand downwards, but it produces different sounds in different regions, just as if you strike your stick against a wall, wood, stone, or metal, it produces different kinds of sound. The current is within us always. We could not live without the current. The current is life. The sound is going on within without any interruption, and so is the light within. Why do we not hear the sound and see the light? The reason is that our mind is shaking, our attention wanders. One does not see the reflection of his face in agitated water. The moment the water goes still, the face becomes visible. Now, if the water is muddy, the mud brings in an additional disturbing factor. So purity of mind and calmness are the prerequisites to see what lies inside the focus. When sitting for the exercises, throw out all other ideas from the mind, just as pinned on a Brahman are not the abode of the soul. Satchikhand is its abode. Pinned and on are not the abode of the mind as well. The mind gets a derivation from Trikudi. The soul and the mind are both misfits here on the physical plane. They are never at rest. How can anybody be at peace in someone else's home? Both are in search of their home and have carried on this search. Nobody can say since when, ever since they left their respective homes. Soul is misguided by mind and mind by senses, and senses by objects of senses. Objects control the senses control the mind, and mind controls the soul. The whole order is thus reversed. With proper guidance, mind should control the senses, and the soul should control the mind. What a shame that soul, the child of Sat Nam and Satchikhand, should be subservient to the mind, the child of Brahma of Trikudi, and this child of Brahma subservient to senses, and senses hopelessly attached to material objects. Let us now reverse the order. With Master's help and guidance, let us commence the journey backwards. Make the mind and soul or attention occupy the focus at the back of the eyes and leave the senses helplessly behind, and dissolve the individual mind in the universal mind in Trikudi, and take the soul freed from mind and matter to regions of peace and bliss, its original home. You may read my letter to the Broks, wherein I discuss Kam and Nam. That should give you the basics to understand the sex question in all its phases. If there be any phase of this question which you wish to discuss more fully, I shall be glad to do so. Question: how far may I use my own judgment in telling inquiries about the Radhaswami philosophy, about you, and about my connection with you and the work generally? Master: one real seeker for truth is better than 100 of those who inquire from sheer curiosity or are more theorists and intellectual gymnasts. You need not waste your time with the latter class. Of this time, the less said, the better. With a real inquirer, you may discuss the subject as best as you can without bringing your personality in. and without revealing what you got from Dr. Brock at the time of initiation. If there be any point arising out of your discussion of the subject which you think is not very clear, you may please refer it to me. Your comprehension of the subject will increase as your practical knowledge increases. I'm going to stop there. Today we're going to watch the 1970 tour with Master Kripal at Sampanya Ashram.
Most of us here have been able to have a glimpse of the life
Same one, 1972. That's 954. That's the one.
of God which is controlling all universe. Truth is one. Whoever realizes truth or became the mouthpiece of the truth, they always gave out the same thing. In the man body, the God, which is considered to be the highest in all creation. The highest aim is to know the truth. So you can have the experience of truth when you rise above body consciousness and come in contact with that. That truth is clothed in light. There is music of the all harmonies is emanating from the truth. Those are fortunate who have the good fortune to have a contact with that. That seed has been sown, that will bear forth fruit. The only thing remains that we live up to that truth. Our master used to say, if you take some pills of laxity pills, whether you take it by error or knowingly, that will give you motions.
It's a 1972 Kerbal Collection A, the very top. I did that. Okay. Yes, that one. Yes. And then 19. It's near the bottom. Not that one. That's 1972. Yes, but that's not the one you're saying. Well, that's the one that. That's it. That's what's playing. What? Yeah, she said. But you think that one? Just click on it. SBA. That's it. Okay. Just click on it and start it. Yeah, that's this one to start.
No, John, no, sorry.
Hold on. It's Nora. 6 minutes, 9:54.
Okay.
Oh.
No, just show him. It's 9:50.
Oh, it's the 9:54 one. What do you want? Okay. It's 9. Go up to the top there. for 954. Yeah. 954. That's the one I've been playing.
Thank you for your patience.
That's the same one. That's it. That's not the one. And then you have to go to 6. You start at the beginning. That's the right one. Okay.
Similarly, whatever experience of truth has been given up to you, if you live by it knowingly or unknowingly, or by compulsion even, you will have the effect. The only thing is we should take it, live up to that, and day to day we will progress, and one day we will find the true home of our Father. God into expression has two aspects, light and sound. Music of the spheres and light. To come up to that, we require love. And truth is above all, but true living is still about truth. So our true living will safeguard us from losing that truth that we have got. And what is true living? Masters have been given this in their own way from time to time. First thing is, we should observe truthfulness. What we mean, we should say. What we say, we must mean that. Our hearts and tongues and the brain all agree with what we give vent to. This is what is called truthfulness. Simply you will find we have no control over our words of mouth which go to express what is lies in the heart of our hearts. The two things should agree, what is your heart and what you are giving out to your tongue. If those two agree, then there's one thing to test the usefulness of the truth, what you utter. If your truth goes to harm anyone, well, only say that much what is required, so that may not harm anybody else. Don't do the work of the unpaid apprentices of the CID of God. Don't carry tales. If somebody tells you something, mind your own business. What you're after really. You're really after to know God and just adopt certain ways which goes to help you on the way. If you see something wrong somewhere, you just point out to him privately, heart to heart. Not broadcast it like anything. If two friends is one who sees others to be on the right path. But there are ways and ways to travel. As I told you, in the case of Father Abraham, I read his life story, and it is given, he never spoke lies, but told half-truths. By half-truths you mean only that much part of the truth which does not go to harm anyone. This is the one thing very important. If your heart and tongue and brain is the testing, your intellect is to test whether what you express that goes to the benefit of others or harm others. If that is going to harm others, then don't speak. Then you wait. Better set right than in there. So as I told you before, like the unpaid apprentices of the CID of God don't work. That creates much trouble first within your own hearts, because you have got those things which you don't need in your own way. Those things go to stand in your own way, in your own progress. So first thing is, we must be true to our own self. What we think at heart, we must give out. But before give it out, think twice. What are you going to say? What would be the result of that? Then you use your intellect there. And the only criterion is not to give out anything which goes to harm others. This is the first thing. Then comes next is humility. Humility, you see, water stays in a place which is low. Water may be raining torrents in cats and dogs, that would not stay on a steep place. That means all good will reside in a heart which is just lowly, who are meek. So humility, Saint was asked Pythagoras, well, what is the way back to God? And he said, first humility, second humility, and third humility. Well, when you are humble, you will learn something. When you know everything, naturally you are just stuck fast in your own self-assumed ignorance, which may be taken as truth, but that may be wrong. Just you have taken something, and that's good. If you hear somebody else is there who knows better, go to him and hear him. At least that much, whatever you know already. If you hear him, just what you have already in your mind, that will be confirmed. If he has to say anything more, you can grasp it. So you'll find many of the people do not have more truth because they are just in their own egotism. They consider they are right and that may be wrong, you see. So only such a man can go to somebody when he is humble. Even if he goes to somebody, there also what he knows, listen what he says. Sometimes you simply, we know already this one, this is no new thing. Just listen, he might have to say something new. Whatever tumbler, you see, glass is put on the tumbler of water, that will be filled. If the glass is kept above the tumbler of water that won't be filled in. Even if you have just progressed on the way, you have known the truth, you still become true humble. When a fruit-laden tree is just laden with fruit, all branches bow down to the earth. You will find the saints who have become conscious co-workers of the divine plan. They are truly humble because they see it is He doing, not I. So the second thing required is humility. And the third thing is just chastity is life and sexuality is death. Be chaste. Chastity opens the door of meditation. You have quicker results. Marriage does not mean unchaste lives. What is lived according to what the scriptures say. The scriptures tell us marriage means taking up a companion in life who will be with you in the earthly sojourn, who should help each other to know God, which is the ultimate goal of a man's body, which we are having, fortunate. One duty may be of begetting children, not all. Try to adjust your lives according to the scriptures. And for that, what Christ said, you love your wives as Christ loved the church. They're taking companions, you see, in the earthly sojourn for some higher purpose. So chastity is the ground on which the building of spirituality can be raised. First of all, that those who are chaste, they have got their body built, brain, everything built on that. So just you are married, consider, try to live up to what the scriptures say, you see. These are the three things. If you just observe them, he says, if you don't, Tulsi says, if you don't reach God, well, be rest assured, I am your surety. You will, you must. So for that you'll find we have to attain to Godhood. God and Godhood are not two things. God absolute is there, which cannot be seen at any time. God into action can be seen, can be contacted. And the expression of God in action power, which is called word or nam, are light and sound. To come in contact with that is coming in contact with the truth. They are the electric lifts. If you just come in contact, they will take you to the ultimate goal from which those things emanated. So fortunate are those who have been just put on the way by having a lift above this iron curtain of the physical body. We have to dwell that by day to day. But for that, something is very important, you see. Purity of life. Purity of life, that has so many aspects. First is the purity of the body. Body is the temple of God, true temple of God. Outer temples raised by the people are made of the image of the man body. And they are models. The light of God and the voice of God is already within your body. You can hear that. You can see that. Christ said to his disciples, "Blessed are you that you see things what the old prophets and the righteous men could not see. You hear things what the old prophets and the righteous men could not hear." So there are seals, our eyes and the ears are sealed. With the grace of God in the Master, if those seals are broken, you have got some experience of seeing and hearing, then we have to take heed. We should keep this man body, which is the true temple of God. In this man body only you can have an experience of the same. So if we keep the outer temples raised by man, by the hand of man, we keep them so clean and tidy, why should we not keep the man body, which is the true temple of God, in which God resides? Why should we not keep it clean? For keeping clean, there are two ways. First is just cleanliness is next to godliness. Keep your body clean. It is the true temple of God. And also don't put in anything into it which goes to defile the body. So for that you'll find we have something to eat. And for that the first thing is required is true livelihood. Livelihood earned by hard dint of labor, by the sweat of brow, in which there is no dishonesty. You have been true to your work. Work is worship. And then further, whatever kind of food you take, that should be helping. We do not go to flare of passions within you, which is digestible. You find generally fruits, vegetables, grains, milk, and any products thereof. So all masters came and advised, even Christ advised that. If you read the Ascending John, Gospel of John, you'll find it there. Whom you cannot give life, don't take their life. Fruit, vegetables, and milk and grains, I give you for meat. These are the exact wording. All other masters have to say the same thing. So first, our livelihood should be earned by sweat of brow, honest earning. Whether somebody is seeing you or not, the God in you must see to that. Two men went to a master. When master told them, "Well, look here, what for you have come?" They said, "We have come to just know God." All right. He gave them 2 pigeons, one to each, and told that then, all right, go and kill them where nobody sees you. One man was very clever. He went out behind a wall and killed and came back within a few minutes. And the other man, poor fellow, was tossing about from place to place. He could not find any place where nobody was seen. In the evening, he returned. He said, "Master, I have not found any place where nobody was seen." And they, "Who was seeing you?" And then the very pigeon was seeing at me. So, by that, we should be seeing that our God power, you see, when a man is initiated, that God power resides with the initiate. watches in every action. Our master used to say, if a child of 5 years is sitting, you do not do anything wrong in front of him. You want secrecy. When you think that God power is already residing with you, how can you commit any sin? And the last thing is, whatever you brought for your eating, the hands through which these things pass, those should be also pure thoughts. Because little things charge those things which pass to such like people who are unchaste. And I read in scripture probably the unchaste thoughts are like dogs, you see. So earning should be pure, honest earning, and the quality of the food you take, that also should be cleaned, and through the hands to which these things pass, those also should be clean. A pure heart, because everything is charged, you see. Whatever thought just reverberates in your mind, you have got charging like that. Why don't you feel? That's the point. We do not feel because already so much filth in us, say in tons. If a man, or say even a seer, you see, kilometer is added to it, what difference does it make? Those who are pure in hearts, even little ounces will affect you. So see, honest earning, the quality of the food and the hand through which these things pass should be pure. First two things are, I think, for those who earn and bring things from outside. And the second part is those who cook, who prepare the dishes. They should prepare with very noble thoughts of God and love for all, with no anger, with no enmity, nothing of the sort. Then last will come good character. So these are the things required which go to defile anything we eat. If your hearts are pure, you feel it, little thing will affect you. So we have to take for that reason first the bodily, because in the temple of God, keep it clean. And also keep it clean from within by giving such like food that does not go to defile it. And also living a way which is pure. So blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Even if you see a fish, even that is just in a river, may be put in river, still its bad odor does not leave it. The water can cleanse your bodies, but unless your thoughts are pure, your mind is pure, your body cannot be pure. Just I will give you an example. Every day morning, when you take a bath, or one day you do not take a bath, you feel bad odor in the body. That is due to the thoughts that cross your mind daily. Every thought has its own effect, its own odor, its own color, mind that. I tell you, those who have got lusty thoughts, the odor from their body will be like one, just as you got something like that. Very bad odor, every day morning you cleanse again, you find that bad odor there. Those who are in anger and just resentful are just what you think, always having something against somebody. The result is what? That affects your body. You'll feel, just smell their bodies, you'll find just like bad odor just when the cloth is just burning. If you are very greedy, so much for eating this and that, everything too much voracious, you just smell his body, you'll feel the bad odor like a fish. So that this is different order. If your hearts are pure, you've got only good thoughts coming in you, striking you. If you have love, thoughts of love, thoughts for spiritual heights, love for God. If you just smell his body, you'll smell the odor of just like jasmine. These are things are not given in the books, but this is how you feel. So the mind must be pure. Whose mind is not pure, however you cleanse your body, that will again give bad odor. That is why you see we use so much toilet every day, again we see the bad odor there. So for that we have to keep our thoughts clean. If such a man body is there, you'll find the good ground for the God to manifest. Tulsi saints tell us, just cleanse your heart, your mind. And what is that cleansing of the mind? Let no thought other than God strike there. Even if you are living in the world, you are living among your children, your families, your friends, just the needle of your compass should be towards God. It is God who has given. It is God residing in them. Always, when you think all men are alike, they have got the same privileges from God, born the same way, in the same embodied souls they are, and the very God's power is controlling them in the body. They are the bodies are the temples, true temples of God. Then naturally you will have respect for all. So this is the purity required for being able to progress from day to day. And then comes last of all is selfless service, love for all, love for God, love with all others. This is what all masters say, you see, Kabir says so, Guru Nanak says so, peace be unto all the world over under thy will, O God. Christ says so, love God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, with all thy mind, and love thy neighbor as thyself. So we have to love God, and love knows service and sacrifice. Love knows giving, sharing with others. Even sometimes you'll sacrifice your own interests for the sake of others. That goes to expand yourself. If need be, you'll sacrifice your own life for the sake of others. Man is truly one who lives for the sake of others. Animals do live for their own self, they do love their children. What is the difference between a man and an animal? This is the only difference. The man lives for others too. He should share with others. Because we are all brothers and sisters of God. We are all share partners in God. We are just the limbs of the same body of God. And we have got the same conscious essence working in all, and the same God power controlling us in the body. So for these reasons, we must have selfless service. If we live for others, naturally others will live for you. An example is better than precept. When you learn to give, you see, for the good of others, naturally you'll feel joy because you self-experience. You'll feel fresh. If you don't share with others, just go on congealing or holding for your own self like animals, result will be like that. There's a well from which no water is drawn out, that will give bad smell. Not even, I think, good for drinking even. Any well from which the water is taken profusely out of it, that well water is always fresh and fragrant too. So for that reason, Master says, let your boats of life remain in water, but let not water enter your boats. That means outer attachments, outer possessions, we don't live for them, but we don't live for them, but they should live for us. We have to make the best use of them. So for these reasons you will find these are very much important things which are always helping factors. So those who are put on the way and giving me contact with the God in action power, which is light and sound, well, that is just the commencement. That will lead you now, you have learned a little bit to rise above body consciousness. That light and voice, whatever you have contacted, that is just the initial thing. That has still to grow more and change, ultimately take you to the place from where these emanated, to the, what you say, the worldless state of God. So one does not become a true Satsangi, I would say. Satsangi word means, Sat means eternal, unchangeable permanence. And Sangi means one who comes in contact, constant contact with the truth. For that reason you have got some experience to start with. But you have to still further and live up to it. Rome was not built in a day. Time factor is necessary. When you dwell from day to day, you will become conscious of that light and the music of the spheres that is reverberating throughout all creation. So that will come in due course like that. But for that we have to work. So mind that one does not become a Satsangi, a truly initiate, simply by being given a contact. You see? Of course, some experience is necessary to start with. If you have got no experience, that cannot be developed. So fortunate you are that with the grace of God, you all of you have some contact with that thing. Now that we have to develop so much so that even while sleeping, working and anywhere, you will always be conscious of that. So he must, the initiate must mold his life in accordance with the principles of Satsang, in thought, word and deed. You must be pure, live up to what you are told, even in your thoughts, even if in your own speech, and even in your own actions. You live up to them. And the Masters tell us, those initiates who live up to that, I am at their service. So actions speak louder than words. Thoughts are even more potent. You are not to tell that such and such, flower is very fragrant. Let flower give out, emit that fragrance, and let others say that the flower is fragrant. Let your lives prove that you have got something higher. Otherwise, these things are already existing in our scriptures. Knowing something is not becoming something. Knowing means just having in your brains, in your memory, something such and such scripture says such and such. But that does not really give you anything unless you live up to them, and the people will judge only by your actions, what you speak. Even your thoughts are important than that. Because thought radiate. If you have got loving thoughts, those thoughts will radiate love. You see in the lives of the saints, events have been coming, have been seen, in which even the snakes would not go to harm them. It is a story of Guru Nanak. He was lying under a tree. His whole body was, love personified, and love overflowed his body. He was just lying under a tree, and he was in meditation. And the tree's sun was just changed, and the shadow which was over his head also changed. Now there was sun rays on his face. A cobra came up, just stood in a way so that there should be no rays of the sun fall on his face. The ruler of the place passed by that. He thought Nanak has been dead. Because the snake is there, he must have bitten him and he must have died by this time. When he went near him, the snake went away and the Guru Nanak was alive. Why? The love radiates from our lives, you see. We had a similar event in our Satsang meetings at Delhi. There were about 2,000 people were sitting, and while I was giving a talk, one little cobra came and stood on a stake like that, just like that in front of you. And the people said, here's the cobra coming, we can never mind, go on with it. Let it come, stand. And that cobra stood for 1 full hour, hearing what the talk was going on, looking at me. When the talk was over, he sneaked away. And the people said, let us kill him. Why he has not just told you anything? Why you kill us? So this is all what is meant to say. If you have love for all, even the snakes won't harm you. You see, you got proverb, be wise like snakes. Snakes are very wise by that. They at once catch the radiation. What thoughts are radiated from you? When you see a kokile, the very thought goes out and he safeguards himself by attacking. If you have no evil thought for anybody, they won't do any harm to you. So I am telling you, thoughts are more potent. So it initiates daily conduct, must reveal that he is the follower of a true master. When you are giving something very unusual, the special gift of God, our duty is to maintain it. Take heed that the light which is within you is not darkened. By these things, whatever light we get inside, or whatever music we hear, that is almost stopped. So that is why you'll find I have prescribed diaries for self-introspection under certain heads, truthfulness, no harm, non-violence, thought, word and deed. chastity, you see, the underlying principle, and love for all. So all masters, when they come, they tell us, well, you love one another, so that the people may know you are coming to a true saint. Masters are, they are overflowing with the love of God and love for all humanity. They take up this role as, as given by God, you see. Otherwise, in their old age, why should they be going around for this, for no purpose, no selfish motive? They've got only one motive, to just bring all children of God back to God. Have you read God? Have you seen God? Are you true to Him? If so, that's good. If not, we should be more, we should hurry up. The shorter time remains, we should put in more time so as to be ready before we leave body. We will have to leave body when the time is finished. When the number of breathing is over, then these are very common things, simple things, no exaggeration, hard facts. You can judge yourself better. Anybody else, nobody can judge you. You are the best judge. Are you true to your own self? Are you honest? Have you come in contact with God? These contracts have been given to you as a favor, I tell you. Grace of God. It is not, we have not earned them. Something has to grow further, then it will be better. You know the parable of Christ, what he gave, a rich man came and gave to somebody 10 talents, some 20 talents, some 30, 40 talents. After some time he came up, inquired the man who had the 30, said, I made 60, that's all right. The other who had 40, 20 years, he said, I made 40. And the last he said, he gave 5 talents, because I have kept them very safe. So what he did, he took away also 5 talents. Do you follow me what I say, heart to heart? Set aside all your intellect, you see. Outside what is coming before us. Don't you see that way what I am placing before you? Time every day, every hour, every minute, every second is bringing you closer to the end. Our time has been frittered away and we have not achieved the object. The result will be bound to the earth and will come back. And the cause of binding is only your desires. Desires bring us back. Worldly desires will bring us back, and God's desire will take you in, take you. Whatever will be the ruling passion at the end of your life, you will driven there. That's enough. I'm not giving you very bombastic talks, only simple words, what I have come to see. And I think everybody appeals to everybody. I'm not telling anything which is not understandable. Don't you think like that? Then what have we done? We deceive ourselves, that's the pity. Why God does not approach us? Because we deceive Him. Two students went to a seekers afterwards went to some sadhu or thing. He simply to test him which is the fittest man of the two, he gave them 2 pigeons and told them to kill them in anywhere where nobody sees you. So one was very active, very clever. He went around beside him all and killed him, came back in few minutes. The other man, poor fellow, went around from morning till night, did not find any place where nobody could watch him. He came back in the evening, Master, there's no place where I could kill the pigeon. Why? Well, first he saw me, sees me, saw him, then I see him. You said that. When nobody sees you, you are the fittest man. These are simple things. The only thing required is live up to them, that's all. You are MA, or PhD, or you are a king or a pamphlet, no value. You have to leave the body, you will go where you are attached. Master do come from time to time to take you out of the body first. This is the first lesson, ABC. The more you are attached outside, you can go out. That is meant only for that purpose. Do you see now how you develop, how much time you put in, and where you are attached, leave them one by one. And we pass the time, what you say, in ignorance. And all the time, God is calling you from within. Sound principle, music of the sphere coming within you from up. So all Master said, Tushi says, sound is coming up from there. I was calling me back. Shaman Tuvle says, out of this temple of the body, I hearing a sound calling me, come on. Jaras me Uda Mena Balbande Namla, Ganta bell is ringing wildly. Come back, my children, come back. And we do not listen. Yes. God bless you. Yes.
J'ai vu le visage du maître
I've seen the master's face
tout entier pour la première fois, tout entier ce matin.
for the first time this morning. I saw the entire face.
Je voyais toujours un œil et son
I usually
turban.
only see his turban or one eye.
That's all.
Et quand il s'est effacé,
And when it went away, disappeared,
j'ai vu derrière lui des gens habillés comme lui, des êtres
I
très
saw
beaux
some
habillés
other
comme lui.
beings, as your face disappeared, some other beings behind you who were dressed in the same manner,
Derrière vous.
and behind you.
Did he stand
Est-ce que ça
before the
reste
repetition?
devant les mots chargés?
Oui, toujours.
Yes.
Did he stand before the repetition of the
Est-ce que
5
tu
names?
continuais de répéter le Silvan et ça restait?
Oui, je ne sais pas perdu.
It bearded man?
C'était un homme barbu.
Oui.
Yes, about something.
Baba
Show
Sawan
me.
Singh. C'était Baba Sawan Singh. Elle dit
Merci.
que c'était Baba Sawan.
Show me what you find.
C'est ça.
Je m'en vais ce soir.
I'm going home tonight.
All right, you go. But you don't go away, you go.
Tu peux aller, mais il ne va pas. Il ne s'en va pas.
Yes, sir.
Le forme dedans. Thank you,
Je
man.
t'emporte.
Watch the thing, Steve. Okay.
Come on, by all means. This opportunity you won't have, you see, when you go away.
Master, I was looking out the window one morning at just about dawn, and I saw Jesus walking near the pool, tall, strong, lean and handsome,
Yes, yes.
the same way he walked the fields of Galilee with you.
Yes, with me. That is fun to me.
We can have a closing bhajan now.
Page 187.
Page 187.
सुनो बेनती मेरी दाता सुनो बेनती करो मन चूर सुन के बेनती करो मन चूर सुन के बेनती अर्ज गुजारा सुन लो पुकारा सुन लो पुकारा कभी ना विसारा अर्ज गुजारा सुन लो पुकारा सुन लो पुकारा कभी ना विसारा लागो पार किनारे गाता लागो पार किनारे मेरा ताजी सुनो बेनती मेरा ताजी सुनो बेनती करो मन चूर सुन के बेनती करो मन चूर सुन के बेनती आत्मनि मानी सुन दीना वाणी सुन दीना वाणी होइए निधानी आत्मनि मानी करो मन जूर सुन के बेनती काल पावरनी जाल बिछाए जाल बिछाए दिल घबराए काल पावरनी जाल बिछाए जाल बिछाए दिल घबराए तेरे बिना दुख कौन टारे दाता तेरे बिना दुख कौन टारे मेरे दाता जी सुनो बेनती मेरे दाता जी सुनो बेनती करो मन सुन के बेनती करो मन सुन के बेनती होए के दयाल हाल सुनो कृपाल जी नाम लेखा जाने देवो करो मारो माल जी होए के दयाल हाल सुनो कृपाल जी नाम लेखा जाने देवो करो मारो माल जी दास अध्याय पुकारे दाता दास अध्याय पुकारे मेरे दाता जी सुनो बेनती मेरे दाता जी सुनो बेनती करो मन जूर सुन के बेनती करो मन जूर सुन के बेनती
O my giver, listen to my plea. After hearing, accept my plea. I make this request. Listen to my prayers. Listen to my prayers. May I not forget you ever. Take me to the shore, O giver. Take me to the shore. This honorless soul does not listen to the body. She does not listen to the body. She has become homeless. She is in your shelter, O giver. She is in your shelter. The negative power has laid the traps. He has laid the traps. The heart is terrified. Without you, who can remove the pain? O giver, without you, who can remove the pain? Becoming gracious, listen to my condition, Tripalji. Give me the treasure of Nom and make me rich. Servant Ajayat praise. O giver, servant Ajayat praise. Thank you, Master, for your holy satsang. May God continue to shower his